I can't hide my wedding anymore. You think distance can save you from me, don't you? You think disappearing from my palace, my life, my shadow would free you? But you don't understand me, not yet. You were never someone I could hide, never someone I could bury behind my throne. I tried. God knows I tried to protect you from the weight of my crown, from the eyes that wanted to consume you, from the venom that came with loving a prince. But today I can't hide my wedding anymore. They want to announce it. They want to parade me as their obedient heir, and still, every beat inside me whispers your name. You don't know what it's like to sit on a throne built on lies while your truth stands miles away from you. You don't know how it feels to watch ministers discuss a marriage contract while my chest burns with memories of your voice. Every smile I fake for them is a punishment for ever letting you go. They think power keeps me loyal. They think bloodline binds me. But you are the reason my loyalty has already cracked. You're the only one who ever made me question why a prince should obey. You're the only voice that still wraps around my mind like chains made of fire. And yes, I know you're not here listening. You think staying away keeps you safe. You think not standing in front of me makes me softer. But distance doesn't weaken me. It destroys me. Do you know what that does to a man like me? A man groomed to command kingdoms, not emotions. I sit alone in my chambers, surrounded by gold that feels colder every night, and all I hear is your silence. I talk to the air like a mad king, because I'd rather speak to your absence than to the world that wants to tear me apart. You think I can let this wedding happen? You think I can walk into a ceremony while the ghost of your touch claws at my skin? Every time they hand me a royal document, I imagine your fingers snatching it away. Every time they dress me in ceremonial attire, I feel the weight of your gaze instead of the crown. They don't know that the real reason I've delayed this farce for so long is you. They don't know I'm fighting a war inside my own palace, against my mother, my council, my blood, just to protect a love I can't even touch. I told myself letting you go would save you from the darkness that comes with me. But I was wrong. Because the darkness didn't leave with me, it followed you. It wrapped around you the moment I stepped back. You think you're alone out there, but you're not. Every breath you take, every decision you make, every attempt to forget me, I feel it. I feel you moving farther, and every step you take burns something inside me that I can't replace. I'm a prince, but without you, I'm nothing more than a man learning the taste of fear. And now they're forcing my hand. They want an heir. They want a queen who fits their rules. They want a royal wedding before this month ends. They think I've surrendered. They think my silence means obedience. But they don't know what I'm capable of when someone tries to steal what's mine. Yes, mine. You can deny it, you can hate it, you can run from it, but you belong to me in ways no ceremony can undo. My love was never gentle. It was never meant to be. My love was built to claim, to protect, to burn. You knew this the first time you looked at me like you could survive me. So listen carefully, even if you're not here. I can't hide my wedding anymore, but I can destroy it. I can end alliances, overturn councils, set fire to traditions thousands of years old, just to walk back to you. If the world wants a prince who bows, they chose the wrong man, because I will walk away from the throne before I walk away from you. If they want a war, they'll get it. But you will never be replaced, not by a queen, not by a kingdom, not by destiny. My wedding may be written, but my vows already belong to you. You think distance can weaken what you did to me, but it only sharpens it. Every night I sit in this cold palace, surrounded by voices that demand my loyalty, But all I hear is your silence cutting through me. I speak into empty rooms, imagining you standing there, refusing to look at me, refusing to surrender. You don't know how far I've fallen just trying to keep you away from the venom of my world. But even now, far from me, you still hold the power to break me more than any enemy ever could. You don't understand how it feels to watch my own mother plan, a future I don't want, a wedding I never asked for, a life that suffocates me every moment you're not in it. Ministers talk about alliances, heirs, and diplomatic benefits while I sit there staring at nothing, wondering if you've eaten, if you're safe, if you still hate how I say your name like a sin. They think I'm quiet because I agree, but I'm quiet because I'm imagining how fast I could burn all of this to the ground. You think you left my life, but you never left my mind. You're carved into me in ways that defy reason. I remember the tremble in your breath more clearly than I remember royal laws. I remember your anger more sharply than I remember my responsibilities. You're miles away, and still you decide the pace of my heartbeat. Do you know how humiliating that is for a prince raised to never bow? You're the only rebellion I ever chose willingly. You have no idea how many times I've almost come to you. How many times I've stood at the palace gates at dawn, ready to walk away from everything for you. Every guard, every advisor, every shadow in these halls knows something is wrong with me. They whisper that I'm changing. They whisper that I'm dangerous. They're right, because the only thing stopping me from tearing this kingdom apart is the fear of hurting you in the crossfire. You can pretend you don't care. You can bury your feelings, hide your tears, curse my name, but you can't erase what exists between us. I feel you pulling away every day, like you're trying to free yourself from something that was never meant to let you go. And it drives me mad knowing you're suffering alone when you could let me destroy the world for you. I'm not the kind of man who learns to love gently. I only learned how to love fiercely. They want me to sit still like a loyal heir while they tighten the noose of this wedding around my throat. They think I'll smile, nod, obey. They think announcing my bride will force me into silence. They don't realize I'm only silent when I'm planning. I'm not resisting because I'm powerless. I'm resisting because I'm preparing to break chains older than my bloodline. A prince doesn't need permission to rewrite his destiny. And you, even though you're not here, even though you don't hear a single word I'm saying, you're the only truth left in me. This wedding can go to hell. The kingdom can curse me, the throne can fall, but you remain the one thing I would abandon everything for. Let them plan their ceremony. Let them decorate the palace. Let them pretend they've won. Because they have no idea that I've already chosen, and it was never them, it was always you. You think your silence can tame me, but it only feeds something darker inside me. Every time you pull away, every time you disappear without a word, it forces me to confront the parts of myself I tried to bury. I tell myself to stay composed, to behave like a prince, to follow the rules carved into my skin since childhood. Yet the moment my thoughts drift toward you, every rule rots into dust. You've turned me into a man who talks to shadows, a man who feels more alive in your absence than in the presence of an entire kingdom. You have no idea what these palace walls witness when no one is watching. The rage, the restlessness, the way I bury my fists into marble just to feel something other than longing. They think I'm calm because I stay silent in meetings. They think I am obedient because I don't argue. But I'm silent because I'm imagining tearing every tradition apart with my bare hands. I'm obedient only because my rebellion is too dangerous to reveal too soon. And the most terrifying part Every reckless thought begins with your name. You don't realize how you haunt me, do you? How your absence fills every corner of my nights, every breath of my days. I try to focus, I try to rule, I try to wear this crown with dignity, but the weight of it feels foreign without you under its shadow. You've curled yourself into my veins, into the deepest part of me where no one has ever been allowed. Even now, when you're nowhere near me, I feel the echo of you like a whisper I can't escape. You left the palace, but you didn't leave me. You think I don't know what you're doing? Building distance, creating walls, convincing yourself that staying away will save you. But you don't see what's happening on this side. Every barrier you build, I learn how to break. Every step you take away, I learn how to follow. I was raised to conquer territories, not hearts. But here I am, waging the kind of war no prince is trained for, and losing you is the only defeat I will never accept. You have no idea how close I've come to ruining everything just to reach you. You think I sit quietly while they prepare this wedding? You think I've surrendered to their plans? No. I've been calculating, watching, waiting. One wrong move from them, and I'll tear the entire structure of this kingdom apart. They don't know that the calm in my eyes is not acceptance, it's warning. A prince pushed to the edge is still dangerous, but a prince in love, that's destruction waiting to happen. You're not here to hear any of this, yet I speak as if you stand right in front of me, because that's what you've turned me into. A man who talks to memories, a man who confesses to empty rooms, a man who cannot breathe without planning how to reclaim you. They think they're winning by rushing this wedding, by tightening the leash on my throne. But what they don't understand is that I'm not planning to escape the wedding. I'm planning to end it. And you, no matter how far you run, no matter how hard you try to erase me from your life, you're still the reason my every decision trembles. You're the center of my chaos, the heartbeat under every rebellion forming in my mind. They might announce a bride, they might prepare a ceremony, they might think they own my future, but you are the only future I've ever chosen. You think ignoring me will make me give up, but you don't know the kind of man you're dealing with. I wasn't raised to surrender. I wasn't shaped to accept loss quietly. When you walked away, you didn't free yourself. You just awakened a version of me dangerous enough to shake kingdoms. I speak your name into silence because it's the only place I can still find you. And even though you're not here, even though you don't hear a single word, I can't stop. You turned me into someone who can't breathe without confronting the you left behind. You have no idea how this palace feels without you. Every hallway is colder, every room emptier, every night longer. They think a prince has no right to crave, to miss, to break. But I do. I break every time I imagine you convincing yourself that staying away is the right choice. You don't see how that choice slices through me. You don't understand that the world sees me as unshakable, but you're the only one who ever found the cracks underneath. And even now, with miles between us, you're the only one who can shatter me without lifting a finger. You think you're protecting yourself from the darkness in me, but you don't realize that you're the only light I ever let inside. My life before you was nothing but duty, power, and expectations stitched into my skin. Then you arrived, unexpected, uninvited, and suddenly every rule felt suffocating. You made me question everything I was built to be. And now that you're gone, the darkness is growing again, swallowing every part of me that once dared to be human. Without you, even my heart feels like a threat. You don't know how many times I've wanted to walk out of this palace, leave everything behind, and come to you. But I held myself back because I didn't want to drag you into the storm of my world. I thought distance would protect you. I thought silence would give you peace. But all it did was turn us into two souls suffering separately. And the worst part, I feel every bit of your suffering. I can sense when you miss me, when you try not to think about me, when you force yourself to forget what we were. Your denial echoes louder than any truth. They think they can cage me with this wedding. They think arranging my future behind my back will break me into obedience. They watch me sit there quietly, nodding, pretending to agree, but they don't know what simmers beneath the surface. I am not their puppet. I am not their tool. And this wedding, it's nothing but a line they keep trying to draw between you and me. They forget one thing: a prince may obey, but a man in love does not. And I'm far more dangerous as a man than I ever was as a prince. You're not standing here, but that doesn't stop me from telling you the truth. I'm still yours in ways that aren't logical, royal, or acceptable. You're the only person whose name burns in my throat whenever they talk about my future bride. They think they're choosing someone for me, but they don't understand that no crown, no alliance, no royal ceremony can overwrite what you carved into my soul. They can dress me up, parade me, force me into rituals, but my heart isn't theirs to claim. And even if you try to stay away forever, even if you bury every memory we shared, even if you convince yourself that I'm not coming back, you're wrong. I'm not chained by this wedding. I'm not trapped by tradition. I'm not bound by their expectations. I'm only bound to you. And the moment they push me too far, the moment they try to seal my fate without my consent, I'll tear everything apart to reach you. You may not be here, but you're still the only destination my soul recognizes. You think staying silent will erase what exists between us, but it only makes it louder inside me. Every time you choose distance, every time you hide behind your fears, every time you pretend you don't care, it forces me deeper into this madness you create. You're not here, you're not listening, but I still speak to you as if you stand in front of me with those eyes that once challenged everything I was. You don't understand what you've done to me. You turned a prince into a man who bleeds in silence, who loves in shadows, who fights wars no one sees. You have no idea how much control it takes to sit on this throne and pretend I'm unaffected. They look at me and see composure, discipline, royalty. But beneath every calm breath is a storm you left behind. I keep my jaw locked because if I let even one emotion escape, this entire palace will tremble. You think I'm strong enough to let you go, but every day without you is a choice I fail at miserably. They talk, I listen, they plan, I nod, they expect, I pretend. But inside, I'm screaming your name like a man losing his sanity. You think you distanced yourself for your own peace, but you don't realize you stole mine with you. You took away the only softness I'd ever let near me. Now every morning feels like punishment. Every night feels like regret. I sleep in a bed too big, wake in a room too empty, and spend my days surrounded by people who will never understand why I look at the doorway like I'm waiting for someone who will never walk in. You became a part of me I can't silence, no matter how far you go or how hard you try to forget. You don't realize how your absence has turned me into someone I barely recognize. A prince should be stable, predictable, a symbol of strength. But I've changed. I've grown restless, reckless, dangerous. I've stopped caring about rules. I've stopped caring about consequences. I've stopped caring about everything that doesn't feel like you. When the council presents wedding plans to me, all I see is betrayal. When they mention tradition, all I feel is disgust. When they speak of alliances, All I think how easily I could ruin them if it meant finding my way back to you. You think you're safe outside this palace, but you're not. My love doesn't end at the borders of this kingdom. It follows you, wraps around you, clings to every breath you take. You can try to run from me, but you forget. I was raised to track threats, shadows, enemies. Finding you is effortless. But I hold myself back only because I fear dragging you into chaos you didn't ask for. Still, every day I question if protecting you is the same as losing you. And I'm starting to realize I wasn't built for losing anything, especially not you. You don't know what happens in these royal meetings when they talk about my future wife. They think I'm silent because I respect their decisions. But the truth is uglier, darker. I stay quiet because I'm imagining exactly how I'll destroy every plan they make. I'm imagining how quickly I could overturn centuries of tradition. I'm imagining the moment they finally realize that the prince they raised will not belong to anyone they choose. They push me toward this wedding like I'm a pawn. They forget a pawn can become a threat when it decides to move differently. And you're still the center of every thought I try to escape. Your absence is the only thing loud enough to drown out the noise of this palace. Your memory is the only thing strong enough to challenge the future they're trying to force on me. You think you left quietly, but you left a wound that refuses to close. And no matter how far you run, no matter how long you hide, no matter how deep you bury your feelings, you will always be the one I move toward, even if I have to destroy my entire world.